International consulting firm McKinsey says it will no longer undertake any work in South African state-owned enterprises because of the Eskom scandal. The firm admitted lapses in judgment according to press reports, but exonerated itself from wrongdoing, calling the problems with its contract with Eskom an error. McKinsey's contract with Eskom, termed an at-risk payment model, had not been approved by Treasury. Eskom has demanded the consulting firm pay back the money. In addition, payments to Trillian, which was, according to two forensic reports, associated with McKinsey as its BBBEE partner, are also under the scanner. For more on this, we are joined by ANN7 Special Projects Editor Cecilia Russell. Good morning to you, Cecilia. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, McKinsey has sworn off doing any more work for state-owned enterprises. What is the background to this?
Well, the background is that it had a contract with Eskom. It was called an at-risk contract, in which it would be paid according to savings. Exactly what they were doing, I've never quite properly established, but it was a consulting contract. But this at-risk contract was never approved by Treasury. And it was pushed through, apparently, according to two forensic reports that I have seen. It was pushed through by certain senior members of the Eskom group. And as a result, Eskom, following one of its forensic reports by a group called G9, has decided to take legal action against McKinsey and recover the billion rand they made in payments.
Yes, continue.
No, carry on. Ask the question.
I was just going to say that McKinsey says that they actually have done nothing wrong. Just on this issue of these at-risk contract, what exactly was the problem? Was it that Treasury didn't approve the contract, or was the risk very high? What exactly is the issue, the contention bone?
Well, they call this an error of judgment. They proposed that they do whatever work they were going to do on the basis of this at-risk contract, so that they would be paid according to the savings they made for Eskom. All deviations to normal contracts have to be approved by Treasury. This was never approved by Treasury. Whether that is Trillian's problem or Eskom's problem, we need to find out. I think that there's a legal process going on, and Parliament is going to be looking at these kinds of things. But it would seem that there may have been, that certainly I know that from the G9 report, it would seem that senior members of staff, kind of pushed this contract through. So whether it was whether the relationship between Trillian and Eskom was not as Eskom and McKinsey was not as professional as required, but certainly this contract should never have been signed because it did not have Treasury's approval, according to the forensic reports.
Well, Cecilia, you mentioned a name that is also spoken in the same breath as McKinsey, which is Trillian. What exactly was Trillian's relationship with McKinsey?
Well, according to McKinsey, they didn't have a relationship at all. However, there are letters and evidence in these forensic reports which suggests that McKinsey, which is an international firm, needed a BEE partner, BBBEE partner, and so Trillian was brought in as a BBBEE partner. Now, Trillian, there were two problems with that. One is that Trillian apparently does not have the BBBEE status that is required, and secondly, there was no formal relationship, no contractual relationship between Trillian and McKinsey, or between Trillian and Eskom. Nevertheless, Eskom paid Trillian.
Now, today, Parliament actually starts its probe into state capture. Do you think that this will be one of the topics on their agenda?
Well, I'm sure that it's one of many topics that is going to be coming up, and it certainly should be one of the topics that will come up. Obviously, Trillian is often associated with the Gupta family, but there is no formal relationship between Trillian and any of the Gupta businesses. So, but it will certainly come up in terms of that. But it's one of many contracts that should be, in Parliament. Some of the more obvious ones are, the ones that have been around estate capture and the Gupta family and this contract. But there are many other less obvious things that the Parliamentary Committee should be kind of looking at, which include, the cost-plus models that Eskom has been involved in with big business for a long time, which cost them a lot of money, etc., etc. So it'll be an interesting time to see what will come out of those hearings.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and giving us your analysis. That was Cecilia Russell, our special projects editor, just letting us know some of the background details into why McKinsey has pulled out on doing any further work with Eskom and other state-owned entities in the country.